Hello everyone, this is Dishansha and welcome to Z Interactive. As Zbrush has released 2022 version, so we are going to look at some new features that the Zbrush 2022 is offering. So without further ado, let's go and let's see one by one all these new features. So let's see, first thing that we have is the stager with the interpolation. So we'll see how the interpolation in the stager works. So here I have my subtools, everything, and here I have this subtool which is selected, and I'm going to duplicate it, but in a different manner and an easier way. So I will be using interpolation for that. So I'll go to the geometry, and here you can see I have stager. Now I want to duplicate this till here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So instead of keep on duplicating and placing it together, I can do now staging with the help of the interpolation. So here I have stager. You can say subtool is selected. I'll just press home stage over here so that it will become my home stage, the source stage, or you can say the initial stage of my object, my subtool. Now I will take the moving tool, move it a little bit down, rotate it, push it back, okay, and a little bit more down, what do you say? Okay, and after that, I will call this target stage. Okay, so let's go to the drawing and make a target stage. So this will become a target stage. So my home stage is here, my target stage is here. Now I want maybe 2 or 3 copies here of these. So I can simply select the copies, number of copies like 3, and then I can press interpolate. So once I will press interpolate, so what it will do is that it will start making the interpolation for that. But it will not work with the current subdivision level. So I will delete the lower subdivision level, and then I will try this, interpolate, and now you can see I have total 1, 2, 3. Now let me undo that. Now I can switch the stage. I can go to the home stage and I can go to the target stage. So once I'm in the target stage, what I can do, I can take my scaling from here, scale it up, and maybe rotate it in this form a little bit here as well. And now if I will choose a little bit more copy, let's say 5, and interpolate this time. So you can see that it's doing the same thing. But let's undo that. Let's switch back to the home. Okay, and then change the home to something else now. Let's make the home a little bit bigger. Okay. And once it is done, I can delete the target. Okay, so close the home and click the home again just for the safe side. Once done, now I can move it down, rotate it a little bit more to the other side, scale it down. Let's push it outside and also scale it outwards as well. And I will call this target. Okay, done. I can go to drawing. And as you know, the home is basically here. It's this. Target is this. Now if I will do the interpolation, so you can see changing from the home gradually, slowly, it is changing, reshaping itself to the target. Okay, so this is how you can interpolate easily with the help of the stager. Now the next new feature we have here is the visibility count. Now here we have V1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can make up to 8 visibility count. Now what are the visibility count actually? If you will see, I have this low poly primitive here, and there are different subtools here, but the only subtool that is visible is this one. Okay, the one with the 20 sides. Other rest of them are actually closed. So what if I want to work on different phases where I want to see this one, okay, and this one. So what I can do here is that I can go to a visibility, like a different visibility, like V2. If I will go to the V2, so you will notice that the one which is the bigger box is showing, others are hidden. So maybe I can just move it, this one back here, and maybe I can turn on some other ones, okay? And I can move them around here. So this will be my V2. Now V3, if I will go, so I can maybe hide this one, okay? And maybe I can, or hide this one, or maybe this one, okay? And this is how I need it. And maybe this one also I can hide it. Okay, so different of these you can make as you want it. So maybe V3, I want to keep it as this way. Now, if I will go to V1, it will show me the way I want it, like this, suppose here. Okay, V2 will be like this, V3 will be like this. So actually, you can switch between the visibility modes instead of like hiding and unhiding your subtools. You can just make your own visibility accounts as you go with the project. Next, there are a few brushes, okay, and we have here now a few of the brushes which are like chisel brushes, okay, like Scribe chisel brushes, you can see, and Scribe standard brush. If I will go to the Scribe chisel brush, so I will get these chisel alphas, okay, and the way it works. So if I will take this one, you can see that it have a sort of two different alphas, okay, a tiny one and a bigger one. So if I will draw it here, so you can see closely, if I will go, so you can see the bigger one is the outer part and the inner one is this part, okay. So you can change the size of it, intensity of it, so it's totally up to you. So if I will make it, it will create a smaller effect with it, okay. So nice chisel brush, nice working something like with it. You can choose any one of these the way you want it, okay. So smaller as you draw, you won't see the detail. Bigger you will draw, you can see the details like the way it is. It's a simple, and you can see it's just a simple engrave. Whereas the one that we drew, there are two different stages of it. The bigger output, you can see the which is here, and this like circular engraving part, which is here. Moreover, what we can do now is that we can choose any alpha with it, and like suppose this one, and if we go with it, it will choose the same chisel output and create with that alpha, okay. So it's totally up to you. I don't want that. Okay, I will keep it as it is. And other thing that we can do is now, if we will go to stroke, you will see there is a curve. In the curve, we have the sub steps now, which will work with the like chisel. So right now it is 25. If I will reduce it to 8 and draw something with that, so you can see there is a little bit like different, like steps are getting a little bit apart. So if I will reduce it further more, then you will be able to see the result correctly. Okay, so you can see how the steps are created here. So this is like you can change now with the sub step using the like Scribe chisel brush. So you have standard chisel brush also, so you can just draw your way with it. It will just create a standard one without custom like chisel that you can, like you won't be able to use the way we were using before. Okay. Next we have, you can say, Gizmo Deformer. So actually, if I will go to my scaling, okay, and let's unlock this and move this up here, lock this back. If I'll turn off my symmetry and scale it, you can see everything is scaling uniformly. And if I turn on my transpose to all objects, so it will also scale the eyes and the teeth as well. Okay. However, now, if you will notice, there is a focal shift, which is -100. That means the whole object. If I will start increasing it and then start scaling, you can see there is a difference. What is happening? A focal point, like a radius of change, is applying on the object. If I will go more further, oops, okay, suppose more and more towards the positive side, so you can see how the result is being created. If I will go completely to the positive side, just like that, unlock this, move this up here, and then start reducing the this, okay, suppose something like this. So you can see only the head is changing because this is the only part that is affected. And you can see easily I can create a very stylized sort of character by deforming with the help of focal shift now. So deform, more like deformation of Gizmo now can work with the focal shift. And these sort of things you can do, especially if you want to bend a finger and of a character. So now what you can do, you can use the focal shift so only one finger will be bended with the help of rotation or stuff like that. So it's quite useful now. Now next what we have is the Bevel Pro. Now Bevel Pro, unlike the bevel, if you get the one that you get in your Z modeler, it is a little different than that. So this works outside your Z modeling. Suppose I have this model here and I want to bevel some edges a little differently. So what I can do, I can go to any part of it, okay, and I can click on the Bevel Pro and click the Bevel Pro again here. Okay, and it says this cannot be executed with a single polygroup. So you should have a multiple polygroups object. It won't work on single polygroup. So what I will do here is that I will choose this ring for now, because ring is multiple polygroup object, not the head of the like the crown of the ring isn't. Now here it uses your GPU. Okay, I think it uses Vulkan. So like a Vulkan, not DirectX or OpenGL, it will use Vulkan. Now once you will move, it will show you some pink line here. Pink is your bevel. This is how your bevel result will be. And you will be looking at some red dots and some blue dots. Now, blue are the polygroup that are affected and which are changing after the beveling. Red is where the bevel is happening. So if I will increase, you will see there is a polish by group. This is only if you have some weird edges going on and you want to polish, you can directly polish from here. You can fix the edges. You don't have to fix it and then come back to Bevel Pro. So Bevel Pro can do that inside the Bevel Pro itself. So here we have bevel amount. So if I will increase the bevel amount, you can see it is increasing. Now it's too much. So if I will decrease it a little more, I can see that. So you can see as I'm increasing, you can see it's getting more pinkish. That means that's my bevel. Okay. That's how the bevel is applying here. This is the place where the beveling is applying. I can make the bevel smoother, okay, or sharper. So you can see how the edges are shifting. I can change the angle of the bevel. So you can see how it is, how it changes if I move it, okay. I can make it sharper or I can make it smoother, totally up to you. If you make it sharper, it will be sharp or smoother. Now, preview will only show you how it will look like, but before mesh edge resolution, you can increase if you want a good result. Mesh offset amount, what it will do is that it will push your bevel inwards or outwards, okay. So this, if I will zoom out, so you can see from the side, just see how it is pushed outwards, like it is offsetted outwards and inwards. If I do that, so totally up to you how you want your bevel to go. Okay, you can auto apply. You can display the color if you want. If I press auto apply here, it will apply. It has not like applied it yet, but it had calculated everything and applied. Otherwise, you can uncheck this. You can preview the edges. Okay. Once auto apply, if you are satisfied, uncheck that, press OK. And here you go. And can see it is masked actually. If I will press here to unmask it, okay, or control and click on it so you can shift the mask, or you can remove the mask if you want. I think it is, this is the original one. This is the one of them. Yeah. Okay. This, I believe, is the bevel. You can see that this is the bevel which is applied over there. So you can hide it, unhide, and you can work with that. Okay, so it wasn't mask, sorry, it was the layer. So this is how you can create like a bevel, like a new sort of a bevel over here on any high resolution object. Like no matter how much is your resolution, it will nicely create bevel on it if the bevel is missing and you want the bevel. Okay, so now next tool the next new feature that we have in Zbrush is basically works with your pen pressure. So if those who works with the tablets or works with the screen, they can avail this new feature. I'm using Huion Canvas 20, so which is a quite basic screen tablet. So I'm using that, and I have this model here. Now, if you will see, I have moved my brush and docked it on the left side. And here I have now, if you will see, I have alpha and texture. Now, if I will go to alpha and texture, you will see I have alpha 1 and alpha 2. So let's see what you can go do with this. So if I will click on alpha, and if I will click any alpha here, like suppose if I will take maybe something like this, okay, or maybe this, and if I will take clay buildup, for example, and let's choose sub here, and let's reduce the size of it. So if I go and draw here, so you can see if I'm drawing just simply over the skin here, okay, let me undo, so yeah, and turn off my symmetry. So you can see if I'm applying, so it is creating light output. If I'm pressing hard, applying pressure, so you can see the result is hard. Now what I can do now is I can add another alpha. So let's do this. Let's undo what I have done. So this one, let's turn this off, and I will take this one and add this to it. So this is my alpha 1. So you can see this is alpha 1, which is working normally just like this. Okay. If I will add now another one to it, for example, alpha 2, and I can, if I will choose this one, what will happen now? If I'm just lightly working on it, so you can see it is applying the this one, the number 1 alpha. But if I will go and harsh touch with it, so you can see now it is applying alpha 2. Okay, so that's what it is doing. With the help of your pen pressure, it is switching from alpha 1. See, now it is alpha 1. Now if I will press it harsh, it goes to alpha 2. Now this works really nicely if you have a thick skin on. So if I'll go to the thick skin, okay, and turn on the thick skin, let's see, something like this, okay. So nicely light, so alpha 1. Let's change it and make it some different, let's make it alpha 28. So now it's fine. So you can see nicely it is going the form, but when I pressurize it, so you can see it is actually applying the alpha 2. So 2 alphas in 1. And this is how I can create some normal alphas there and some harsher alphas there with the help of my pen pressure. Okay. So that's how it will work with it. Now, not only with that, if I will go to the alpha here transition. So you can see I can change the strength of it. I can change the transition of it. Like maybe if I will change it to something like this, and if I start drawing, so you can see now, while being light, I'm getting more of this one. Okay. And if I will move it back down, like something like that, so I'm getting more of this one. Okay. And when I press more harsher, then I get this alpha 2. So totally up to you how you want to do the transition. I like this one. Like maybe if I do lightly, I get the alpha number 1. Okay. But when I press harsher, so I get the alpha number 2. So that's one thing you can do with it. Not only that, what I can do now is, suppose, let's go to the color option here and fill the object. Okay, now if I will take the red color, oops, I'm on the wrong subtool. And yeah, let's merge it so that we don't have any issue there. Okay. Let's see for the safe side. It's fine. Okay. Now, if I will go here down, okay. And I have here color 1, which is red. If I will go here, choose blue. Now, if I will draw with the help of RGB on, okay. So lightly, I will get some reddish color. And if I will press it harsher, okay, I can have a bluish color. But for that, what I need to do is, let's undo, turn on the gradient. Okay. And you can see when I press harsher, like harder, applying more pressure, I will get blue. Without, I will get something like this. Now, one more thing I can do here is that, for example, no colors, but textures. I can take texture number 1. Let's do one thing. First of all, let's make this same as what I did before to the brush. I will go choose maybe different color, maybe something like this. And on here, I will take something like a brownish. Now, if I will go slightly, you can see I'm getting this green color. But if I will press harsher, you can see I'm getting the brown to it. So this is a very good way of creating something, damages, okay, textures with it, or something that can work with the 2 alphas, like mostly a destruction, okay, like facial deformation, all these kind of different sort of things will be able to get this. So I really like this 2 alphas, 2 texture, and it enhances your workflow a lot. Now, the next new feature that we have here is basically the alignment and the distribution. So first, let's see alignment. Now, if you see, there are some different subtools here. And the subtools that is on the ground, I want that to be the base subtool. So I can select that tool and you can see it is on the ground. And it's, if I will go to the move, you can see it's center point, like it's, you can say it's Gizmo, its base of the Gizmo is on the ground, which is also on the floor. That's actually what I want. But rest of them, they might not on the floor. This one is on the floor. That's fine. Okay. This one is also on the floor. This is also on the floor. Some of them are not on the floor. Like this one is also on the floor. This one is also on the floor. Okay. So I will just go back here and go back to my drawing. Now here I have align option. Now I want to align all of them to go on the floor with him. Okay, because some of them are in the air, some are left or right, or like different kind of you can say positions. So if I will press on the floor here, so you can see they all will go on the floor with this guy. Okay, if I will undo that, if I want them to be on the top edge with this guy, because like this is the basically like the selected, the master alignment. So everything else will align with it, because that's the one that which I have selected in the subtool. So it will go on top of each other with it. Okay, in the middle and on the left side, on the middle here, on the middle center, or on the right side. So this is how it will work with it. So let's do one thing. Let's select this all here. Okay. Because I have changed the position. That's why it looks like this. Let's do one thing. Okay. Let's, you have to make sure that you are on an orthographic view and then align it. And then you can go to the perspective, because your view, the camera view matters a lot. Okay. So that's what you need to make sure. So whatever is your view, that will be one factor for alignment as well. So make sure you are on orthographic, turn on your perspective. Okay, go to the view, choose whatever you want. Once you are satisfied, and then you can turn it on and then go to anywhere you want. Okay, so that's what I did. I made sure everything is on the floor. Okay, now I can go to the distribution, same thing here. Okay, perspective, I can distribute the way I want it. Okay, left, right, so anywhere plus. Okay, so now you can see all of them are distributed and the way I want it. And I can turn this on, check how the distribution is that. So it's your view basically works a lot here. Okay, so that's how it was distributing in this line, even though it is aligned differently from other view, but the front part was actually distributing it. So that's basically works with the projection, or you can say works with the way like the camera view. Okay, so now next we have applying the like pressure on it with the pen tool. Okay, but what we can do now is that we can use our surface noise. Okay, like suppose if I will go to my brush here, okay, and then go to the surface here and noise, and a little bit zoom out here, I can create sort of a noise here just to see how it is. Okay, something like that. Okay, now if I will go and start painting with this, so you can see I'm creating this. I'm using my pen, by the way. Okay, so I'm getting the surface noise all the way back here. Okay, now what sort of a tool do we have here? Now, if I'm trying to work with my mouse, so it's not working the way I want it. So now what do we have here is that if you will go to the surface noise, you will see there is a local projection mode. Now, what does the local projection do? If I'm drawing it and going to the other side, so what is happening? It is not projecting basically, it is changing the side. But if I want a local projection, like the whole thing will look like a 2D window and it is just projecting on it. So for that purpose, you can turn on the local projection mode. Now, once I will do that, I can just go here and you can see it's actually taking the side, and if I keep on doing that, it's just not adding a new stuff to it. It's like, it's not like you can say, resetting or relocating my like noise. It's just keeping it in that form. Like, for example, it just shows like there is a sort of a kind of an image, and I'm just like projecting. So it's just keeping that look, like you can say, image of the noise all the way there. So let's undo this and start with this Z sub. so we can get a different sort of result. Now here I have dynamic scale. Now if I will turn off the dynamic scale and start drawing, so you can see this is how the result is. If I'll increase the size of it, so this is how I'm getting the result. Okay. Now if I do the same thing, let's reduce the draw size, go back here and turn on the dynamic result. Dynamic scale, and just notice how it is reacting. If I will change the size of it, so actually it is reacting it more dynamically. Okay, just not the way we were doing before. And here I have the base scale. For example, if the dynamic scale, if I will reduce it to something like this and start drawing, see how the result is. That will never happen with this drawing tool, this drawing size. Okay. Now if I will go back here and scale it a little bit more and then draw, you can see it is huge. Okay. So that is the dynamic scaling. And this scale is basically your brush size, not the scale of your noise. The dynamic scale in the brush basically here is the scale of your noise. Next we have here is the interpolation, but this interpolation is basically using the brush strokes. So we have gone through the interpolation before using the stager. Now this is the brush strokes. So here I have this normal standard brush selected. So if I will just draw a normal brush stroke just like here. Okay. Let's change it to different like here. Okay. And let's redo this. So I'll just draw here. Okay. Now I got it. One simple line. And if I will go on the other side and I will just draw squiggly line or wavy line. Now, if you will go to the stroke option, I have just docked it from here to here. There is interpolation here and number of count. So I will reduce the number of count to maybe 4. And if I will press interpolate now, so what it will do is that it will start with this, go and keep on changing, reshaping it to the end result. Okay. So suppose if I have simple line as this, and then if I will do the interpolate, it will, oops, let's undo that. Let's do, yeah. Okay. So it will just do a normal interpolation. But if you have same thing with a different form, it not only interpolates, not only repeats, it's basically reshapes it. That's the main interpolation. Okay, that's the best interpolation part you want. But not only that, what if, let's change it to skin shade again. I take the red color, draw a line with the red color here. Turn on the RGB. Okay. And then I take a different color and draw a curve over that and then interpolate. So you will see that not only the shape is changing, the color is also changing from a red to green, and see how there is a complete change. And not only that, not only the color, let's undo that. Okay, let's use a different color now. Now what I will do, let's do one thing. Let's reduce the size of this and draw it. Let's change the color. And this time I will make it a little bigger. Okay. And I can increase the intensity and make it something as that curve. Now if I will interpolate, so you can see not only the brush stroke, or you can say the color is changing, the brush size is changing and the intensity also changing. If I will move it this way, you can see lower, like you can say height, then height is keep on increasing. Okay, the size of the brush stroke is increasing. So a really nice way of doing that. You can just do a different sort of interpolation now, like designing, engraving on armor, or creating design on the your geometrical objects, or creating facial features on a monster or something like that. Okay, especially dragons. So I hope you have understood and liked this new interpolation type. And you have the adjust last as well here. So you can increase or decrease. So the last part can increase or decrease as well here. Okay. And not only here, do you have basically the same thing here as well. Okay. So you can do from either here or from the stroke from there. Now, next new feature that we have is the bar relief. Now, here, if you will see that, I have a coin sort of thing. It's not basically a coin, but looks like a coin sort of thing. Okay. And here I have this, a normal subtool of a man. So what I can do here is that, it's like, suppose if I will turn off my perspective and go in the front and start like relocating this person, okay, repositioning him, rotating him in a different form. Oops. Okay. X. No symmetry. Okay. Maybe a little bit scaled up. Move him. Okay. Just like that. And then what I can do, go back to drawing. Now, I want to create a bar relief of this man on this coin sort of thing back. So I have to select where I want to project. This is the coin part where I have to project him. Okay, and then I can go to the project bar relief. And as soon as I will go there, there are some settings over here. So I will keep as it is everything. A little bit contrast. I can give it to it like 0.2 or something, and then I can press the project bar relief. Okay, and it will do a little bit of the calculation here. Once it is done, if I go back to my perspective, you can see that impression of a person is now engraved over here. Okay, let's hide this guy here. Okay, so just notice how we have him, okay, on the stage, okay, on the like this coin basically. So this is a new way of creating these sort of effects. Easily you can do that and looks very cool. Okay, now one more thing here I can do is that, let's undo this. Oops, turned him on. Go back here, perspective. Okay, and if I go back here, and I can do different sort of changes here. Like suppose bar relief blur radius. If I want the edges to be more blurry or less blurry, you can work with this. Okay, maybe 6 or a little bit more contrast. Okay, and rest I will keep it as it is. Project bar relief, and this will project it at the back. I will turn off this guy here. Okay, and one more thing I can do is now if I will go to my masking here, I have now here mask by normals. If I will go to the mask by normal and click it, so whatever my projection setting was, my camera where it is facing right now, it has like masked the normals of that part. I didn't move my camera. I didn't move my I didn't move my object. I just hit that sculpture of the man and just went to the mask by normals. Now, once this is done, if I will go here back, because it is already masked now. Okay. So now if I will go to the move and try to move, so whatever is masked will start moving. You can see that. Okay. Backward, inward, the way you want it. Okay. So you can see how the result is getting now. So that's one thing you can have with this new sort of a masking by the masking normals versus with your camera setting actually. Okay. Now, as well, if you want the last adjustment, you can do that. Okay, like suppose if I go back here, okay, to turn this off, I'll go back to my subtool, turn him on. Okay, and let's do one thing here. Oops, I can make him smaller this time. Okay, and move him up. Let's rotate him straight. Put him back here. Okay, and if I bar relief him now, okay, and turn him on, off, sorry. Oops, sorry. Let's do that again. I just forgot to select him from there. Project BasRelief. Done. Can hide him. Okay, and I can do the adjustment from here. As much I want. Harsher, more, or less, or whatever I want. Now, one more interesting thing with the bar relief is that, like, suppose if I will go back here and choose basically any, let's see, what do we have here that I can use. Maybe I will go to the demo project here, and maybe I will take this rhinoceros. Okay, open him up. Okay, and then keep him in this form. Now I will go to alpha. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's turn this on. Let's close this brush here. Move the alpha here. Here I have bar relief and alpha. Okay, so what I can do, I can turn this into a bar relief. Okay, so I will just project him the way I want it, orthographic or non-orthographic. I want it to be non-orthographic, and then I will do some sort of a changes here. Like suppose if I want a 0.3 contrast, a blur less or more, up to you, and then make bar relief. As soon I will do that, it will create a alpha of it. Okay, once this is done, now let's do one thing. Let's go to somewhere else and open something else. For example, just like this cube. Okay. So or let's do something interesting here. Let's go to jewelry and open this jewelry here. Okay, let's close this up. Now give it a little bit subdivision. Okay, or dynamic, or not dynamic, just normal. And now what I can do is that simple. I can take my stroke, use drag, take this alpha. This is already selected. And if I can go there, let's turn off the symmetry. I can add this here. Okay. But let's reduce the focal shift to -100. And now just see. You can have a nice looking bar relief anywhere you want. Okay. Or suppose if you want it to be here. Okay. Let's turn it off for now. Okay. And press X on the keyboard. Local symmetry. And we can just, make a mask here. I don't want the symmetry to be here. Let's change the symmetry to the other side. Okay. Let's turn off this. Okay, so that will be fine. But let's go back here and turn off the Z. Okay. So what I can do here is I can make a nice looking place here. Just I'm doing for now. Okay, here we have. And now I can take my drag, take the bar relief here. Okay, and start putting this up here. Okay. And fair enough. And you can see here what we got. Okay, and you can see the parts which were outside the mask is now, it's not cutting. Okay. Now this is not all. Let's go back here. Okay, let's go to the project, and here we have this. Oops. Okay, we have this dragon sort of character here. Okay, very cute looking stuff. So what I can do here is make a nice pose of him, like where I want. And I can make him as a bas-relief, but with a texture also. So I can go here, press here on the texture, make bas-relief, and it will create it with the texture. So I can go back here and go back to wherever I want, or to wherever I want to apply, maybe on the ring this time again, but I will be using my texture as well. So I can go back here, no symmetry, turn off the symmetry. And if I apply, let's do one thing. Let's go to the, let's apply some division here. Okay, and then apply a color. Okay, now if I apply here, okay, you can see that. Let's turn this off. Okay, turn on the RGB, and you can see it is applying it with the help of like the colors and everything. Let's see how much is it is subdivided. Divide it a little bit more. Now let's try it. Now you can see with the help of the colors, you can have a very nice looking like a relief of it. Okay, you can create whatever you want with it. Some nice stuff you can do with it. Amazing stuff, creative stuff, and cool stuff. Okay, so I hope you have liked this new feature about the bas-relief. I liked it a lot. You can create armors, you can create jewelry, you can create like these sort of impressions. A lot of like there are a lot of possibilities with this. Next, we have now addition of new clipping lighting tool. So if I will go here and choose the, if I want to do clip now, so I have clip circle, center, curve, as you know. So then clip rectangle. So different sort of clips, like I can now clip with a circle. Okay. And you can see that. And also I can now go here and choose clip center. Okay. And then I can clip with the center amount here, or you can choose that the way you want it to be. Okay. And then I have here clip a rectangle also. So you can choose clip rectangle the way you want it. Okay. So, okay. So now these are some new stuff that you have to clip your things. And I hope you have like new features. One of the features is if you can go to Dynamesh. Okay, if you want to Dynamesh something, and when you're Dynameshing something here, so you have here now picker. You can pick any resolution. Okay, after Dynameshing, you can pick resolution, whatever resolution you want to pick. If you have multiple different objects and they have all different resolution, and if you want to apply same resolution to a different subtool, or you want to pick from any subtool that you like the resolution of that subtool. Okay, so you can pick that, and it will certainly change from that. So I hope you liked some new features of ZBrush 2022, and I hope you have understood like all the features I have explained. You have and I hope you have learned something from it. So keep watching Z Interactive and keep learning and watch all my videos online. Also, as you all know, my Marvelous Designer course is still on, and the new chapter 2 will be starting today, and you will learn how to create a t-shirt, and it will keep on going, and in the end you will be able to do a tracksuit, the same tracksuit that you might have seen in the Squid Game series. So it's a fun course, and if you want to binge watch the course instead of waiting for new lessons, you can binge watch, but you have to join my early bird membership plan so you can binge watch all my courses as they are like created. So take care, guys, and we'll meet in soon with some new features, if there is some new features coming up for the ZBrush. So we'll check those as well. Take care, guys, and bye.